What I love about the frog stand is that it's a great exercise not only for developing strength, but also balance. When you get comfortable holding the frog stand, you can then progress it by adding in different movements, different exercises, and turning it into a combination. All of this time under tension, all of this time spent in the frog stand, but yet while doing other combinations, is an extreme workout for your wrists, your triceps, and your shoulders, pretty much your entire upper body. And not only that, but it goes a long way in developing the control that you need to balance yourself. So strength and balance are hand in hand with the frog stand, and especially when you start progressing it into different combinations and holding it for longer periods of time. So the variation that I want to show you in this video is when we're in the frog stand, then we come down onto one forearm, and then we come back into the frog stand. And so the goal here is to come down to one forearm and then bring ourselves back up to where we started from. Now, a few tips in this video that I can give you is, one, when you are holding the frog stand like this, keep your shoulders pushed out. Keep your shoulders pushed away from each other. Don't let them be relaxed. So don't relax your upper back, but kind of try to round it. When I protract my shoulders, which means when I push them away from each other, and I have that upper rounded back, my upper back muscles are tensed and tight, and it just gives me more control when I'm holding that position. Another tip while holding the frog stand is in the grip. Make sure the flat ends of your fingers and your palms are gripped firmly on the ground. Don't just have flat hands, and don't just have your hands sort of relaxed, but keep your hands clenching the ground. Your fingers and your palms are doing a lot of the work to keep you in this position. Now that we've got a solid frog stand, we're clenching the ground, we've got our upper back slightly rounded. The first step is to get comfortable with this exercise right here. The way that I like to do it is rest both my knees on my elbow like that. So some people do their frog stands with their knees on the outside, right, like this. But I actually rest my knees directly on my arms, which may feel uncomfortable at first, but trust me, you'll get used to it. And if you do still feel comfortable resting your knees on the outside, you can still go like this. It'll be like one knee will be on the outside and then one knee will be directly on your elbow. Unless you somehow manage to get both knees outside of your elbow like this. But let me give that a shot. I'll try it. I've never tried it before, but I feel like it'll be much harder. So knees on the outside, to both knees on the outside. My feet are all crossed. Fancy. So it's possible, but I feel like it's much more harder that way. But if you do feel comfortable starting off your frog stands with your knees on the outside, then just keep one knee on the outside, and when you bring the other knee over, have it directly on the back right here, right above your elbow. So like this, knees on the outside. Knees on the outside is just so much harder for me. I don't know why. Than knees directly on my arms. Once we get both knees onto one elbow, we're going to add a little turn in. A little dramatic turn, which looks like this. Frog stand, both knees on one elbow, and then turn inward. And then make sure you're doing both sides. We don't want any imbalances. had to take a quick break. These exercises are intense, so if you're struggling with them, don't feel bad, because they're pretty extreme. And like I said, all of this time under tension, it's really stressful on your triceps. I've been working on these frog variations over the last few days, just having fun with it and pushing myself, and my triceps have been on fire because of it. So expect your triceps to burn after working on these exercises over the week, because they will. So the reason for the turn is because when we're coming down onto our forearm, it's going to turn you anyways. So if you just drop down and you let it turn you the exact same moment while your forearm's coming down, you might end up turning with too much momentum and falling out of it. So this is with no turn at all, right? Looked fairly simple, but that's because I've been working on this for a while, and I still felt that I came down a little too fast. To make it a little easier, we'll add that turn so we get slightly ahead of the movement. We'll be one step ahead of the movement. Slight turn, and then come down. If you notice while I was coming down, my fingers actually came off of the ground because I'm putting all of the pressure on my palm right here. I'm pushing down and inward. I'm pushing down and towards me. When we're holding our frog stand, we have a firm grip on the ends of our fingers and our palms. When we're transferring to our forearm, we're going to let go of that pressure from our fingers, transfer all the way into our palms until we're relaxed on our forearm. And then when we're coming back up, we've got to dig our forearms back into the ground, just the way we came back down, to pull ourselves back over. So when I pull myself back into position, you'll notice my fingers will come off the ground again. Turn, come down, right here. Now, when I'm going to come back over like this, the hard part, I'm going to lift off my fingers off the ground so that my palms can dig into the ground and pull myself back like I'm pulling myself like that. And that just takes a lot of explosive strength. Your shoulders, you've got to shoot forward with your shoulders while you're digging your palm into the ground, and you've got to shoot your head forward. Kind of exaggerate the lean forward, because if you're leaning too far back like this, you're just going to come back onto your feet every time. But if you exaggerate the shoot forward, and chances are you're not going to overshoot, because this is fairly difficult. If you do feel like you're going to overshoot, just put a mat or like a pillow in front of you. But really shoot your head and your shoulder forward more than you think that you have to, while you're digging hard into the ground with your palm to pull yourself back. And you could take this exercise to the next level by doing it into a handstand position. Practicing it from this frog pose first will help you develop the strength and the balance to get you there. Those are all the tips that I have for you for this exercise. Really, it comes down to practice, and the transition coming back onto your palms is the hardest part by far. But if you practice from this position, it may help. Most of the work is coming from your palm. You've got to dig it down into the ground while you're pulling yourself forward with your shoulders. So it's on your shoulders and your palm. Your shoulders are shooting forward with your head, and your palms digging down and back into the ground. Other exercises that will help supplement this movement, that will help you to get the strength to do this exercise, will be push-ups and dips. Do your push exercises. Push-ups, decline push-ups, pike push-ups, clap push-ups, dips. Do dips. Even if you have to get two stools next, if you don't have dip bars, get two chairs next to each other and start practicing your dips on them. This will go a long way with developing your push strength, which will help you in all of your body control aspect and all of your body control journey.